Here's a list of players that I believe Chelsea will sign this summer. Make sure you watch to the end because we have a few options in different positions and I would love to get your thoughts. Starting things off, I'm going with Jan Oblak. I genuinely believe that Chelsea will be in the market for a new goalkeeper. I think Sanchez has had a really poor season. He's been full of mistakes and he's been riddled with injury, and I'm hoping that we look to move him on. Petrovic has come in and done an exceptional job. I think he's a very good goalkeeper and has potential to be Chelsea's number one long term, but I think next season he would be, in a rotation with another keeper that we bring in, someone with a lot of experience, someone like Jan Oblak who is available and has loads of experience. Another goalkeeping option could be Mike Maignan, if that's how you say his name. I can never pronounce it right. Since Chelsea have got rid of their under 25 transfer policy rule and they're looking to bring in some experience to have a bit of balance in the squad, Jan Oblak might be a little bit too old for that, whereas Maignan at 27 has a lot of experience and is an excellent shot stopper, so he could be a better option. Moving on to centre-backs, it is looking increasingly likely that we are going to be selling Trevor Chalobah, which I really hope that we don't. But if he is on his way out in the summer, we are going to need a replacement centre-back to fill up that squad and have a nice rotation of centre-backs. For me, Tosin Adarabayu, I think is how you pronounce his name. I think he's a great centre-back who's going on a free transfer this summer. I believe that Chelsea have already approached him, same with Newcastle, and offered him a contract. So we're kind of in the wins and seeing what he prefers. But from what I've seen of him in the Premier League this year, a good ball-carrying centre-half, and I think he'd fit well into our squad. Another centre-back option would be Ronald Araujo. I think that's how you pronounce his name. We have been linked with this guy for a few years. He went to Barcelona, he's gained some experience, he's still a young defender, and he has won trophies. I think his profile fits perfect with what we're trying to do with Maresca going forward, so I think it'd be a great buy with an extra added bit of experience. Moving on to left-back, I would go with the big man, Alphonso Davies. I am a massive lover of Alphonso Davies. He is so good. He's still incredibly young, he's experienced, and he has won things. If he is available this summer, I think Chelsea need to go all in on Alphonso Davies. His contract ends next year, so there will be people going in for him. There are rumours that Real Madrid are going in for Alphonso Davies too, so we'll have to fight them off somehow, and to be honest, if Real come knocking, you're going to go Real, but if we could secure Davies, that would be amazing. I believe Chelsea will move on Ian Maatsen and Ben Chilwell in the summer, and I could be wrong, but if they do that, we're going to be very short of left backs. So Alphonso Davies would be amazing to have in rotation with Cucurella. Another left back option would be Anthony Robinson. I know that we've been linked with him in previous transfer markets. He's young, he's gaining experience, he's played in the Premier League, he's had a very good season with Fulham, he's got a very high ceiling and a lot of potential. I think we could get him relatively cheap in comparison to his potential. I think it'd be a good signing. Moving on to wingers, get Michael Elise in a Chelsea shirt. It needs to be done. This guy is incredible. He's had a great season with Crystal Palace, really showing his potential. He has such a high ceiling. Guy's a baller. I really think we're going to look to offload Sterling in the summer, which means we need another winger. Now, we seem to be hoarding right-sided, left-footed wingers. However, I feel like with the sort of football Maresca wants to play and having that interchanging front four and that fluid football, I think Michael Elise would be an insane signing for Chelsea. There are reports that we're going to chuck 60 million at Crystal Palace alongside Man United, and it's also reported that basically Elise just has to choose whether he wants to go to Man United or Chelsea in the summer. So let's hope he comes to the Blues. We all know that Chelsea need a centre forward going into next season. Jackson's done a very good job at leading the line in his first season in English football, but we need a clinical finisher, and I'm going with Benjamin Sesko. We've been linked with this guy for the last few months, and he's had a very good season at Leipzig. I like his player profile. I think he'd fit into our system very, very well. So I wouldn't be surprised with Chelsea going for someone like him. He's young, he scores goals. Now, I couldn't leave out the centre forward that we've been linked to the most over the last year, of Victor Osimhen. Now, I wouldn't be sad if we signed Osimhen, but I would be quite concerned. He's just been ruled out for another 4 weeks of injury. He's had a very injury-riddled season. Now, I'm not disputing how good he is in front of goal. He has had an insane season at Napoli last season, and he's still scoring goals in between his injury, but it's something I would just keep an eye on. 100 million plus euros for a player that's consistently been injured this season. It's just something to think about. However, we have been heavily linked. He does fit the player profile, so Chelsea will probably chuck 100 million at him. And lastly, we have Viktor Gyökeres, who we've been heavily linked with, having an incredible season over at Sporting, bagging in loads of goals. Again, I like this guy. He fits the player profile. Will there be some sort of transition from the Portuguese league to the Premier League? You never know. Any of the centre forwards we do buy are going to need a little bit of time to bed into the Premier League. However, with our squad already playing a season together and gelling a bit, and them rotating with Jackson, I feel like we can speed that process up a bit with any luck. So they're the players that I believe Chelsea will go for in the summer. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Do you agree with these choices? Do you think we should go for different players? Let me know. I love having a conversation with you guys. And as always, if you're not following, make sure you hit that follow button.